Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Honolulu. I hope everyone's having a pleasant, well, whatever it is where you are, evening, morning, whatever. Hope everyone's having a good time. Ooh, I have sound. Hello, Sydney. Good to see you here. Got Alan in the house. Ooh, morning time for Alan, evening for Sydney. That's a backward situation. Yeah, Keith in the house. Matt, Mark. Thanks all for being here. Thought I saw Kauai Blossom earlier. Yeah, that's Kauai Blossom. El Toro. Thanks all for being here. We have a Ken in the house. Hello, Ken Smith, Super 80 Adrian. So I started a couple minutes early just to make sure everything was working. It seems to be so far. I'm just double checking my audio. I started a couple minutes early just to make sure everything was working. It seems to be. All right. I think we're good. All right, so I had thought about starting at the airport, but it just didn't work out that way. So we're starting here. Uh-oh. I heard a crackle and then my audio cut out. Oh, okay. I do have audio. All right, so we're gonna start here. It doesn't exactly look like the most glamorous location, but it is kind of an interesting parking lot. So right ahead of us, right here, is it 7? Well, let's wait till 7. I said 7. We're almost there. A couple more seconds. Let some more people get in the room, get their notifications going. Had an interesting day at work. It was my work's Christmas party. It was at 1 o'clock, and as I was leaving, there was still people drinking. It's crazy. All right, it's officially 7 o'clock in the Hawaii Standard Zone. 7 p.m., December 10th, the year of reverse ops 2025. So, as I was saying a minute ago, it may look like we're in just any random strip mall parking lot, but there's actually quite a few interesting things in this parking lot. Right ahead of us to our left, the building with the red stripe on it, if you're looking at the front of the truck. So, this is a 360 camera, so you can actually, if you're not familiar with it, you can actually turn around any direction you want by either moving your phone, dragging the cursor, clicking and dragging the cursor on a computer, or tapping and dragging on a phone or a computer or tablet. You can actually even move the picture around with your remote on certain smart TVs if you're watching on a smart TV. Before we get to that building with the red stripe, I'm going to make sure I thank everybody in the room. If you click on the gear icon on the video that lets you switch the video resolution, if you switch that to 1440s, sometimes your YouTube will default you to 720 or 1080. This is actually a 1440s signal, so you'll get a little bit better quality picture if you bump that up. So I think that's all the housekeeping. Resolution, instructions on how to use a 360 video. Try not to get motion sickness. If the stream stops, I'll try to restart it as soon as possible because I'm pretty sure where we're going tonight has good internet everywhere. So everybody cross your fingers and knock on some wood. So we are in a part of Honolulu called Ivalai. So if you live in Honolulu, you never tell people, "Oh yeah, I'm from Honolulu." Well, maybe if you're on the mainland or something, but if you're on island, you usually say, "Oh, you're from town," or you give them the exact part of town. So this is Ivalai. It is we're about 2 or 3 miles west of the airport right here. Still along the southern shore. The water is not far behind me. The harbor is just behind me. So this is the old Dole Cannery parking lot. So if you look to in front of us, there's the Costco. To our right is the old Dole Cannery building, and behind us to the left is Home Depot. And you're asking, why are you pointing out Home Depots and Costco's? Well, the Costco in front of us is the busiest Costco in the world. And of all the Costco's in the world, this is the busiest one. It's the Ivalai Costco. And the Home Depot behind us, of all the Home Depots in the world, is the busiest Home Depot in the world. So what do the city planners do here? You have two of the world's busiest retailers right next to each other. They make two entrances to the parking lot with horrible misdirections. And they even redid the roads recently, and they didn't fix them. So it's a nightmare to come here, and it's like it's the old saying, nobody goes anywhere there anymore. It's too crowded. So busiest Costco, busiest Home Depot. This Home Depot is actually so busy they actually built another one about 3 miles just north of the airport because people stopped coming here. So our right is the old Dole Cannery building. So now it's offices and a convention type place, and there's some shops on the bottom floor. It's kind of like a mall area, but it also has a movie theater. But um, it's the it's the actual canning facility for Dole fruits. When Dole pineapple was king in Hawaii, this is where all the fruit was canned right here. And it used to be a lot bigger. It used to stretch all the way down um, through Kalihi almost to the airport. There's still warehouses on the other side of Kalihi that are old Dole warehouses. There's a bunch of them, but most of them are gone now. This is still here. There's a nice movie theater here. Nice, I guess. Could use a refurb. But this is if you see the old pictures of Honolulu and you see the building with the pineapple water tower on top of it, that was this building over here on the right. That pineapple was taken down, I don't know, 20 or 25 years ago, and they said they were going to put it back up when they were done with their renovations, and they never put it back up. So I'm going to check with the chat. I know one of my mods is having issues with the 360 and the chat at the same time, so we're all in a new world here. Hello, Legalized Shemp. Kathy, good to see you. Alright, so we're going to start. Oh, we got Rainbow Love in the house. Hello, Rainbow Love. Kirsten, Sydney, Rainbow Love, Alan. Alright. Thanks, guys. Gals. Oh, we got an O'Malley here somewhere. CFI on the fly. Thanks all for being here. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go for a drive. There's some stuff going on around the Capitol building that we're going to drive by later in the month. But this is kind of a test for that. So that we're going to do a Christmas themed drive towards, or an Optimus themed drive towards Optimus. But This is kind of a test to make sure all the equipment works for that. So we're just going to drive close to that area, but we're not going to show you that stuff um, till the week before Opsmas. And you locals know what I'm talking about. It's the Honolulu City Lights. So we're going to skip that area tonight because we're going to come back and show it to you later on in the month. So if you're local and you're saying, why aren't you going over by the Capitol? That's why. So let's give this a shot. Seatbelt buckled. So basically, we're going to show you some highlights of not necessarily 100% touristy things, but some parts of my life and places I used to go. And then we're going to head down and go closer to some other places that are a little more touristy towards the end. So all right, heli on. Yeah, whatever, dude. So there's left is the parking lot for Home Depot. That's the busiest Home Depot on the planet. In other words, to the right is the Costco. And then when we get up to the light here, across the light to the right is the Costco gas. It is not the busiest Costco gas in the world, only because they don't have any room for lanes. They don't have huge lanes. I think the Costco gas in YPO is actually busier. So we're going to come up the next light. The next light is Nimitz. Well, it's Alamana Boulevard right here, but it goes into Nimitz, and Nimitz is the street north of it runs parallel to the airport on the mountainside. If you can see in front of me, you can see those lights in the distance. Those are actually the cranes for the harbor. So the Honolulu harbor is right in front of us. So that's actually the channel that they're in is the channel between them and Sand Island. So the docks on this side, and then there's a channel, and then there's Sand Island. And Sand Island's industrial area. It's got the Coast Guard base, so you see the Coast Guard cutters in there. The Coast Guard air base is actually on the other side of the island in Kapolei. But this is where they have the Coast Guard cruisers. I'm not sure if they have helicopters here or not. I've never seen one here. But there's a nice park on Sand Island, and I know a lot of locals just chuckled at what I said. I like that park. It's nice and quiet. I mean, there's a lot of transient people in there, but I mean, as long as you stay to yourself, it's a nice place to go relax. It's also a good place to watch planes from because they come right over our head. The place where we usually do the harbor shows is the park, the boat ramp right before Sand Island. So you kind of get that same view from on Sand Island with the planes going over your head. somebody with the lights on. Look at this guy with the lights on his truck. So if you look forward and to the right at the light, there's a pickup truck just completely covered with Christmas lights. I actually have lights on the truck here, but I didn't turn them on tonight because I didn't want to attract too much attention while I'm live streaming. So I decided not to turn the lights on tonight. I'll turn them on the next stream we do when it's a little more festive. Little speed bumps for you there. So the cruise ships dock up here on the right. So we're going to go past that in a minute. We're going to make a left into Chinatown first. What's very low? Very low for me for volume. I can turn that up. Give me a second. Road closed. Alright. I cranked up the volume. Let's see if that helps. So all this construction here is they're getting ready for the rail. The elevated train is to come right through here sometime in the next 100 years, whenever they get to it. But this is all this construction here is for the rail. O'Malley, give me a thumbs up in the mod chat if the volume's better. So we're coming up on Chinatown to the left. We're going to go through there. I'm going to show you some things in Chinatown. Maybe I should have taken... Oh, no, this will work. This will work. Yep, okay. Wasn't exactly a thumbs up, but I'll take it. So they're going to bring the rail, the elevated train, right through here. All this, there's going to be pillars here, and the train's going to be, 20 or 30 feet in the air right through here. And it'll eventually make its way all the way down, and then I think it's going to go down Queen Street down there eventually. I don't understand why they didn't just bring it down Nimitz and Ala Moana the whole way, but nobody asked me. So when I first moved to Hawaii, almost 20 years ago, we're coming up on, next year will be my 20th year here. My friend's wife introduced me to the local music scene here. It's a little different than it used to be. It used to be you can go out, 7 nights a week and see local bands playing down here in Chinatown. And I'll be honest with you, that's half the reason I stayed in Hawaii as long, the first couple of years. It's hard when you're broke and you're so far away from your family. It's really tough. You can't really explain that till you live through it. It's really tough being that far. It's like moving to Europe when you're from the United States. It's that far away. So really the local music scene is what really half of the reason I stayed. There's just tons of bands, every type of band: punk, rock, rockabilly, psychobilly, new wave, all kinds of crazy bands. Ska, there's a bunch of ska bands, and I never liked ska till I started seeing these local ska bands play, and it got me to do cool things. I became friends with some of the guys, and I ended up doing a tour across the United States with one band. I drove their tour van across the United States from Orlando to Portland over a summer. So all these crazy things I got to do by hanging out here in Chinatown. So it's not as, it's not like San Francisco's Chinatown, but it does have a fair amount of Chinese businesses, Chinese restaurants. Chinese markets. They're gonna put up a Chinatown gate here very soon. They have a small one over to my left, and we're not going to be able to see, but they're going to put one of those up soon. So this is King Street in Chinatown. So we're going to make a left up here, and then we'll see. There's a couple of things I want to show you, but this is all Chinatown. So let's hope this cop doesn't know I'm live streaming. See this car? It's not in this car. Good. This building here used to be a Walmart, and I forget what it was before that. It was a department store before that. Now it's a pickleball club, an indoor pickleball club. So this is Hotel Street. This is the named that because all the hotels that were on it in the 40s and before that. Chinatown burnt down twice, and there's stories that it was burnt down specifically to get rid of people, immigrants and things, low-paying people. So they I don't know how true that is, but they say that it was burned down to force people out. So this right here on our left, this is the Hawaii Theater. This is a over 100-year-old theater. Let's park here, and I'll look at the chat for a second. So if you're looking to the left, this is the Hawaii Theater. This is, I forget, I should have, looked up the date that this was in, but it's over 100 years old or so, and it's been a movie. It's opened up as a movie theater. It does plays and concerts and all kinds of stuff nowadays. Phil Lesh has played here. Jake Shimabukuro has played here. What's his name from Pearl Jam has played here. And they've also had movies over the years. And an interesting one is the original Dracula from 1920 something. Was the first movie that played here, and I might be getting this a little wrong. So this is at 60%. My memory might not be as good as I pretend it is, but it opened here. It was the first movie that ever played here. They brought it back, and I saw that same movie here with a pipe organ, a silent movie. It was pretty awesome. So. If anybody knows who Jake Shimabukuro is, he's a ukulele virtuoso. I saw him play a concert on top of the sign here. So it's pretty nice. I mean, it's a really nice thing. They have we can go see Island Magic Mike. I don't think I'll be seeing that one. Just an average plane spotter. We're not going to do the city lights tonight because we're going to do them in about a week and a half or 2 weeks. Tonight's kind of a let's make sure everything works for that night trip. So we're not going to do the city lights tonight. This is kind of a practice run for that. You don't know what pickleball is, Jonathan? You're a better person not for knowing what pickleball is. So I spent, let's see, I've been married 13 years? 12 years. I hope Mrs. Reverse Ops isn't listening. So I've been married 12 years, and we dated a couple of years, so that's about 5 years. The first 5 years I lived in Hawaii, I basically was in Chinatown 5 nights a week. I was down here all the time. I lived in Makakilo, which is 45 minutes away, but I'd still come down here 5 nights a week just to see bands, hang out with people, hang out with friends, go eat pizza, go to the Irish bar. There's 2 Irish bars down the end of the street, Murphy's and what's the other one? Murphy's is good. I went and ate. I had dinner at Murphy's the other night. Uh-oh. Mrs. Reverse Ops is listening. Hi, Mrs. Reverse Ops. And then there used to be a place up here. It's still a pizza place up here. It used to be called J.J. Dolan's. And the J's got in a fight, and now it's just J. Dolan's Pizza. They have really good pizza if you're looking for that. But there used to be clubs all over the place. Around the corner there was Club Pauahi. This is Pauahi Street. So as long as you stay this side of River Street, you're pretty much safe in Chinatown. But then up around the corner, there used to be Mercury Bar. Now it's something else. I forget what it got changed names. It used to be Mercury Bar. Okay, just keep on going, Mr. Police Officer. Nothing to see here. Alright. In a minute, when we get back towards the other end of Hotel Street, I'll show you there's a couple of bars. You can't really drive down. Hotel Street's is a pedestrian and bus only street, so we can't drive down Hotel Street to show you some of the bars there, but they all had live music. I mean, there was always, 2 or 3 bands playing every night. It was awesome. It was a good time to be in Hawaii. Well, I guess if you liked music, that is. So we're gonna heli on here. Yeah, Club Hawaii just to be down to the right. And then there's J. Dolan's to the right. That used to be J.J. Dolan's. A buddy of mine owns this bookstore right here, so if you ever need a book and thing, tell him Patrick sent you. His name's Jacob. Oh, it's a one-way street. Ah! Oh, no. Yeah, okay, I screwed up, I know. Yes, I know. See, this is where I shouldn't be allowed to drive. Alright. That never happened. I didn't do it. Hey, it's not as bad as Germany. When I was doing this in Berlin, I drove down a sidewalk, so it can't be that bad. So those purple lights in front of you used to be Mercury. Now they're... Shoot, what's the name of it? I forget. So this is Baratania Street. So the Chinatown is between Baratania and Ala Moana, and that Bethel and probably River Street is probably the borders of Chinatown. So it's not a huge Chinatown, but it's nice. A buddy of mine used to own a cheesecake place right over here on the left, Auto Cake. So if you ever anybody local probably knows who Auto Cake is. He used to be the bass player in a band called the 86 List, and he had a cheesecake place. That was his job. This is Mauna Kea. This used to be where all the lay shops were when you came off the cruise ships. Ahead of us, the port's down at the bottom end of this street, and when tourists and sailors came off those ships, they would come up here, and all the lace shops would be here, and the flower shops right here. So up here on the left is the police station, and then you got Wofat's Chinese right here. That has been a club or something at one point in time. So I missed something I was going to show you. So we got to go around one more time. So I was on the wrong street. I was facing the wrong direction, believe it or not. Torched marshmallow ice cream. Man, that looks really good. I know where I'm going this Saturday. Alright, so this is a one-way street. I gotta go left. Okay. Okay, here we go. Yes, this is where I want to be. Okay, so if you're looking to the right front of the car, you see a tattoo shop called Old Ironsides Tattoo Shop. It's been a tattoo shop forever and ever and ever, but at one time in the, I believe it was the 50s, does everybody know who Sailor Jerry is? So there's a guy, Jerry Collins. He was a sailor, came here in World War II, and then after World War II he stayed, and he was a tattoo artist here. This was his shop, and Sailor Jerry has a rum named after him now. So the Sailor Jerry rum, that's that guy, and he is the one responsible for all the hula girl tattoos and the palm trees and stuff, those tattoos that were famous around that time. He's the one who did most of them. So his shop is right here. This is his shop, Sailor Jerry's shop, and it's been a tattoo shop as long as I've been here. I'm sure it's been a tattoo shop longer than that. They actually have a festival down here, the Sailor Jerry Festival. They get bands in to play, and they used to close the street. I don't know if they closed the street anymore. It's kind of expensive to close the street nowadays. So this intersection here is Hotel Street. This is the kind of the epicenter of Chinatown. This is where all the clubs are. I used to know a guy the lead singer for that band I was in. He used to own a club right there, and a restaurant, Downbeat Diner and Lounge. And then across the street there's club next door and 39 Hotel. Those were all my hangouts for a good 5 years. Alright, so we're pretty much done with Chinatown, but don't discount Chinatown if you come down here. It's awesome to wander around, look at the shops and markets and things. Nightlife on a Wednesday is not as nightlife on a Wednesday is not as very good, but if you come out here on especially a first Friday, come down here on a first Friday, it's pretty cool, pretty happening. Oh, we're right past the Irish bars that I was telling you about. So on the left up here, after the light, you have Murphy's, and then I forget the one on these O'Toole's on the other side of the street. So Murphy's is like a restaurant with a bar, more upscale, very good food, decent shepherd's pie. Not it used to be great. Now I had it the other day. It's just decent. They have good corned beef and cabbage. And across the street, O'Toole's is more of just a bar, an Irish bar. So you have, so if you look to the right, you'll see O'Toole's. Oh, now it's called the Black and Shamrock. Black Shamrock, huh? It's no longer O'Toole's, so it's the Black Shamrock. And then Murphy's is on the left. So we've done a couple figure eights in Chinatown. Then we're going back to Ala Moana Boulevard or Nimitz. I don't know where it is right now. I always forget where the delineation between where Ala Moana Boulevard and Nimitz start. I don't see a street sign here, but it becomes Nimitz, I think, once you get closer to Kalihi or maybe the viaduct, underneath the viaduct over there. Oh, can you see there's a plane in front of us going over Sand Island. I don't know if you can see that in the sky. We're actually in reverse ops at the airport tonight. It's been reverse ops since about it's I guess about maybe noon or so today. This morning it was normal operations, and then after I got to work I noticed it switched over. Hopefully tomorrow morning when we're out there it'll still be in reverse ops. The wind is, in the morning it's less, more northerly than westerly. So on the left here, now that we're out of Chinatown, is downtown. This is the financial district. There's a couple of new hotels in downtown that I drove through here the other day I hadn't seen. So if you look out the front view where we're going, that is Aloha Tower. It is it used to be the tallest building in Hawaii for decades, but you can go up to the top of it and look out. They're going to open. It's closed right now. They're going to open it really soon, so you can go back up to the top. I've been up there a couple times with This Is Reverse Ops. It's really cool. So this is right on the water. So the cruise ship's dock just behind here. We got a old spaghetti factory here. I like the old spaghetti factory. Got a funny story about the old spaghetti factory. It used to be over in Ward Warehouse, and I went there like the first week I was in Hawaii, and I really wasn't paying attention when I went in. And when you get into an old spaghetti factory, it looks like you're in an old building that's been converted. And I was thinking, wow, this is really cool, this really old building that's been converted. And on the way out, we were like in a mall, and I was like, I was very confused. I didn't realize that it wasn't really an old building. So this is where some of the dinner cruise ships dock. And if you're familiar with the Falls of Collide, that used to be right there. That was the last, masted, oil. I think it was a masted, the last 4-masted oil tanker. It just got towed away and sunk. So I don't know what that is on the left, but that looks very Christmassy. Huh, I'll have to look into that. Mrs. Reverse Ops, look into that if you want to go there. Looks very Christmassy. Alright, so up here on the right is one of the Coast Guard buildings, and then there's another one on the other side of the little channel here that is where the ships actually, the cutters, the Coast Guard cutters actually stop. So the Coast Guard is on both sides of the little inlet here. So now we're heading towards Kaka'ako. Kaka'ako used to be a kind of a warehouse district, and they've really kind of gentrified it, so it's very trendy. They're putting up all kinds of new high-rises and stuff. It's all the same story as everywhere else. We need low-income housing, so they say, oh yeah, we'll build these high-rises, and 20% of them will be low-income housing, and by the time it gets there, they've had these exemptions to get rid of the low-income housing, so who knows. So this up here, where all these lights are on the left, it's called SALT. It's kind of all restaurants and shops, and there's a nice record store. Hungry Ear Records is in there. So if you're a record collector, there's a record store in there. But it used to be kind of warehousey. You would never go in there. The only thing in there was the old Jellies record store. And ooh, we got a plane going over our head. Look straight up. Got a plane going over our head. You would never really go there. Now it's all gentrified and safe and whatever. Safe. You can't see the air quotes, but I'm doing air quotes. So this is all Kaka'ako. Is this Ward? Oh. This is Ward here. So as we're going along here, if you're following along on a map, we just passed Ward Avenue. This is Ala Moana Boulevard. We're coming up on Ala Moana Mall, and this is Cavello Basin over here. So there's a good surf spot, and it's right before Ala Moana Beach Park. So just 100 yards to the right is the ocean, and then so up on the right side, this is all Ala Moana Beach Park. This is kind of like the city's beach park. This is just packed on a nice, well, any day it's packed, but on a nice day it's super packed, and they have all kinds of activities and swimming and fishing, and Mrs. Reverse Ops loves to go in there and paddleboard. She loves paddleboarding there. On another day, we'll take you through some of these things in the daytime eventually, depending on how you guys like this. We'll do a daytime tour of this one day. On the left is Ala Moana Mall. It used to be the largest mall in the world, and now it's just a mall. Everything's kind of built up around it. But I think it's still like the 9th or 10th biggest outdoor mall in America, so it's still pretty big. But most malls in the United States are dying. Not this one. Okay, now you can see. Was there anybody behind me? Nobody behind me. You can see Santa. You see Santa off to the left. If you can see up on the building, Santa's there. Ooh. Everybody see Santa? So we're going to pass a bridge up here in a second. We're going to go over a bridge. And the bridge goes over the Alawai Canal. Pretty much everything on that other side of the bridge is technically Waikiki. There's a couple of places on this side that claim to be Waikiki. It's another one of those things where I don't know exactly where the map lines is, but definitely everything on the other side of the bridge is Waikiki. So you can see Waikiki's not horribly far from the airport, so it's the only thing that makes it a long trip is the traffic. So anybody who watched the original Hawaii 5-0 or even the new one, I think, both Hawaii 5-0s, there's a shot in the Hawaii 5-0 opening where they zoom in on McGarrett and he's standing on top of a building. That's the Ilikai. It's a hotel / residences, but he's standing on the top balcony of the Ilikai, and it's the next building up here on the right. So after the light, we'll go a little slow, and you look to your right. You go up the building, you can see it. The balcony he was standing on is on the other side, so you can't really see it from this side. That's facing the water. This light used to be a nightmare for, there's tons of pedestrian traffic right here, and the lights would be all in favor of the pedestrians, which is kind of annoying if you're driving a car, because our favorite place to park for Waikiki is to the right on this street. You go right and you go by the harbor, the boat harbor down there, and you can park for free down there if you get a spot. But making a right at this light used to be a nightmare. They've just switched it so all the direction of pedestrian traffic goes at once, and then they let the cars go through. So this building up here on our right is the Ilikai Hotel and Residences. This is the one. You can see the sign, the lights. That's the one from the Hawaii 5-0 that I was telling you about. And then to our right, and we're gonna see it a little bit better. It's hard to see this hotel because it's kind of surrounded by itself, if that makes sense. But to the right here, look to the right, you'll see the famous statue of the hotel. So you see the Hilton Hawaiian Village. It has the hula dancers above the sign, if you see that to the right. So this is the Hilton Hawaiian Village. There's half a dozen or more towers in there, and they're actually talking about putting another tower. How many people want to run that light? Jeez. So this Hilton Hawaiian Village is the largest Hilton in the world. And if you have the means, I highly recommend staying there. It's really nice. And even if you don't have the means, you can actually just walk around it. They do have a day pass program that you can use their pools. A little hint for the locals. You can actually come in here and Mrs. Reverse Ops would know the pricing better than I would, but you can pay, I don't know, 50 bucks to use the pools all day, something like that. And then there's another package where you could pay like $200 and they give you a room for the day too, so you have the room from like 10 in the morning till 6 at night. To the right here is the Halikoa Hotel. This is a military MWR hotel, so if you're former U.S. military and you want to come to Hawaii, this is the one you want to check out. Check out your MWR benefits. You could stay here fairly reasonably, and they have a nice luau, and they have a nice beachfront bar. The beach is just on the other side of the hotel, so it's actually a beachfront hotel. If you're former military, you can actually stay here really reasonably cheap. If you're not in the military, you can still go to the beachfront bar, but you actually get the privilege of paying more money. They have two prices on their menu, one for military, one for non-military. So if you guys remember the walk we did through Waikiki it had to be a year ago now. That was on the other side of what we're at right now. We walked along the beachfront here, and we came up through this same spot. So it's kind of the same route, only on the other side. So this here is Fort DeRussy. This is actually a former gun battery used to protect the southern coast here. It was constructed after the attack on Pearl Harbor. This was, you can see the tanks here on our right. We actually got a Sherman. I think that's a Sherman tank. There's a couple of helicopters on the roof. So this is actually a Army museum now. So you can come in here and go in and tour the place. So it's an Army museum. It's well worth it. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed it. You probably would too. But they were going to actually tear this out, but they figured out the amount of explosives it would take to blow out the concrete in the battery would take out the entire neighborhood, so they left it here. And now it's kind of stayed here. It'll probably always be here. It's military property, the same with the Halikoa next door, so it's not going anywhere. So the building we're going to come up to next, I have no idea what they call it now. I should have checked the chat back there. Oh well. Hope everyone's having a good time. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Patrick. The channel's Reverse Ops. We usually do aviation, but we're doing a little different today. Going for a little drive. So this building up here on our left, the next thing is I don't know what it's called now, but it used to be the Trump Tower. It's the only place Trump's ever been while he's president here in Hawaii. He came here. So that's that building diagonally to the left across the street. And then up here on the right, a couple other beachfront hotels. We're going to go up here and make a left, or make a U-turn and come back the other direction. I think maybe we'll change our mind. So this is the Outrigger. This is really nice. They have a nice restaurant here called Monkey Pod. That's where I took Mrs. Reverse Ops for our anniversary a couple of weeks ago. Oh, maybe we'll just make a left here. Yeah. This building to our right is the Halekulani. It's the, oh, we can't go that way. I almost did it again. I almost did it again. I almost did it again. I think it's the only 5-star. You can tell how often I drive around here. It's the only 5-star resort in Oahu. That's the Halekulani. So this is actually the backside. This is the loading dock of the Hilton right here. So you could, the Sheraton. And so I used to do a lot of trade shows in my former life, and spent many a day unloading stuff on that loading dock right there to go into the Sheraton. Hope I got the name of that right. It's Halekulani. This is where the Waikiki drives me nuts, because people just they actually did exactly what the opposite. They just start walking. Oh, here we go. So up on our right, I think it's right next to the post office. There used to be a place here that was, I think it was part owned by Tommy Chong. So that should that'll tell you what type of business it was. But they were heavily on the radio when I first got here. Yeah, there's the post office to our left. It was called the Hawaii's Natural High, I think. It was this building up here on the right, but it was part owned by Tommy Chong. Yeah, I think it's eggs and things now, but it used to be. All right, so now that was the side street in Waikiki. We're about to go down the main drag. So this is where it gets completely insane and makes my it's too crowded for me usually, so it's an act of Congress for Mrs. Reverse Ops to get me to come down here. But as you'll see, it's pretty insane. It's not the Hawaii you think of when you think of Hawaii. It's not the little shops and grass huts and mountain views and ocean views. It's all just it's like Rodeo Drive. It's got this whole section we're about to turn into as all the bigwig Rodeo Drive stores, because all the tourists from Asia come over and buy all the stuff here because it's so much cheaper. And when I say cheaper, it's still out of my price range, but so this is Kalakaua Boulevard. It's named after one of the Hawaiian kings. So as you can see, there's Chanel and places I can't pronounce on the left. The Hard Rock Cafe is right around the corner on our right. I haven't been there in years. And here's a little game. You can see the store on our left is the ABC stores. You can count how many ABC stores we pass, and you probably won't see half of them. There's probably going to pass 24 of them. Oh, cops are coming to get me. So up here on the right is the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center. There's another good place to park. You can get cheap validation here if you want to come in. It's like you got Dior, Louis Vuitton, Harry Winston, Tiffany and Company, all these high-end, super high-end places. So to the left and to the right is the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center. It's it's just high-end stores. Got some good food in there though. They have a good food court. Alright, so up and to our, well, kind of right in front of us is the Sheraton. If you want breathtaking ocean views from your hotel room, this is a great hotel to stay at. Lots and lots of beachfront or beach ocean view rooms. We're not going to be able to see it, I don't think, but there's usually a sand castle they do every year. Oh, we might be able to see it. So look to the right underneath where it says Sheraton Waikiki. You can see their yearly sand castle. So that's what looks like a concrete sculpture. That's actually sand. Looks like a submarine this year. Then we got Santa off to our left, where we have the sand sculpture. This is a really nice hotel. I've stayed here a couple times for work, and if you can afford it, it's very nice. So we're coming up around the backside of this, and this used to actually be the main drag until they redid everything. This used to be where you'd come in, but this is the Royal Hawaiian Hotel. Out, you really can't see much of it. It's covered by trees, but if you see the old pictures, this is the pink hotel on the beach. So this is the Royal Hawaiian. Mrs. Reverse Ops mom put us up here one time. This is one of the very first. We're at 8 o'clock already. Holy cow! This is one of the first hotels on Waikiki Beach. Super expensive, super nice. If you're ever down here in Waikiki, wander through here. Wander through here. Just lost. So usually there's at least one supercar parked here, but I see a bunch of Toyotas. Usually there's one or two supercars parked in there. Usually they're rented though. Maybe they didn't rent them on a Wednesday night. Same with up here on the right. This is up here on the right, so they have the valet parking for the expensive cars. You usually see one or two supercars up here on the right, but it looks like no one's renting supercars on a Wednesday night. So if you ever come down here, scroll through the old part of the Royal Hawaiian. It is super nice, super old school Hawaiian. If you want a taste of what rich people visiting Hawaii in the 20s and 30s saw, go there. It is awesome. And they do it up for Christmas. It is super nice. Got the Popo in front of us. this little shack, see this little shack here on the right with the big long line? That, according to Mrs. Reverse Ops, they have the best shave ice on the island. So if you're not familiar, it's not shaved ice, it's not an ice cone, it's not, you know, whatever they call it on the mainland. It's shave ice. It's very finely ground, finely shaved ice off a big block, and then they put ice cream underneath it, and they put sauces on top of it, the zucchini beans, whatever you want. It's awesome. But that place, it's got probably had 50 people in line. Oh, another ABC store on the left. So, alright, so we were talking earlier about the world's busiest Home Depot and the world's busiest thing. This cheesecake factory here on the right is the world's busiest cheesecake factory, if you believe it or not. Almost any time you go, you'll have to wait in line. So the International Marketplace is on our left. That used to be super old school, super traditional, little booths in there with all kinds of tchotchkes and t-shirts and things, and now it's just a mall. So this is the second oldest hotel in Hawaii. This here is the Moana Surf Rider. Let's see if they'll let me zip through here. So if you look above the stairs in front of us, there's a balcony up there. If you go up to that second floor, there's a whole bunch of pictures on the history of the hotel. And then if you go out to the balcony, there's some chairs you can sit in, some rocking chairs you can sit and just hang out there and watch the world go by. Me and Mrs. Reverse Ops do that occasionally. We'll just hang out there and watch. It's great when there's a block party going on. It's great when there's a block party going on, but this is another place that it's worth a wander through, because it's if you go up to the second floor off the main thing, it's really cool. And then there's a really nice bar out back on the water where it's underneath a banyan tree, but they have a really beautiful bar back there. The same with the Royal Hawaiian. If you go out to the back of the Royal Hawaiian, there's a really tremendous beachside bar. But trust me on the rocking chairs are cool. Just come in and sit out and hang out in the rocking chairs.
And they have.
No, that's great.
Sorry.
So this is a Wednesday night, if you can believe it. Imagine what this is like on a Friday or Saturday night, and then I don't know what this taxi cab's waiting on. Maybe he's waiting for all these bicycles to go by. There's a bunch of bicycles going by. But if you ever come down, if you ever happen to be in the area on Halloween, oh, thank you very much.
Love it.
If you ever come down on Halloween, make sure you spend Halloween night in Waikiki. This whole street is nothing but just people, chest to back, in costumes. It's pretty awesome. A little overwhelming. I don't know what this guy is waiting for. He's waiting for the. No, I can't take it anymore, Mister. Yeah, he's waiting for that spot. Check out the rocking chairs. Tell them reverse op central. You'll get a good share. There's a place to our right that sells Dole Whip. Don't fall for that one. Go to the Dole plantation. Oh, there's the Waikiki police station on our right. So if you want to do some streaking in Waikiki, you get a free Honolulu Police Waikiki substation t-shirt. So there's a hotel coming up here on the left. You can see it. It's got a green and red balconies, alternating green and red balconies. It's up straight ahead to the left. That, I believe it's 9 floors in that hotel, and I believe there's 9 rooms in that hotel. I believe every room is every floor is a room in that hotel. So if you want to be a big roller, come down and check out that. Oh, I don't want to be in that lane. There's a cheeseburger in paradise on our left. Ooh, wrong gear, Petra. It's like just like the song "Cheeseburger in Paradise." Another ABC store. That's probably the 9th one I've seen.
I didn't want to compete.
So the beach is actually right to our right. So that's you'll see the trees there on the right. That's actually the beach on the other side of those trees. Don't give me a copyright strike for this guy's bad music, please. Diamond Head is like right in front of us. There's Kapiolani Park, which is right in front of us. On the other side of Kapiolani Park, down there is Diamond Head. To our immediate right here is the Honolulu Zoo. Pretty good. I enjoy the Honolulu Zoo. We've been there a couple times. Really enjoy the Honolulu Zoo. The hotel here is the Queen Kapiolani. That's on our left. That's another old school Hawaiian hotel. Right, we're gonna make a left here. So that was Kalakaua, and now we're gonna make a left onto Kuhio. So Waikiki is kind of a long strip between the ocean and the Alawai Canal. So you basically have 3 streets. You have Kalakaua, which goes towards the east. You have Kuhio, which goes towards the west, and then you have Alawai, which also goes towards the west. So this is the middle one that goes both ways. Sorry, middle one. Kuhio goes both ways, and then the ones on each side go east and west. So this side of Waikiki is a lot of residential. A lot of people live here, a lot of condos. There actually are some single-family homes still in Waikiki. I don't know how you would want to live in Waikiki, though. I had thought about it once, and there's 0 chance I would want to live in Waikiki nowadays. It's too much getting in and out, too much traffic. It's fun for a couple hours on a Saturday afternoon, but we got about, it's taking a little longer than I thought, but we got about another 20 minutes, half an hour left. Hopefully everything's going well. I haven't seen any green hearts in the chat, so that's good. Green hearts is kind of my symbol that something is screwing up. Another ABC store on our left. Because there's actually two. It's really weird. There is... Yeah, buddy. There's ABC store, and then there's ABC stores with an S on the end. I don't know what the difference is. Big food truck. Look at that food truck place is packed. Holy cow. Man, I don't know what this place is on the left, but they're... Look at that. That place is... The Maguro Spot. Man, that place is... I need to check out what that place is. That place had a long line. So up here on the left is a place that doesn't exist anymore, but I spent a lot of time in it. We used to, when there was shows in Waikiki, there used to be up here, I'll show you in a minute, there used to be a lot of clubs, but up here on the left, it was a Denny's, and it's now, I think it's a Target or something, but we used to go to all the clubs, see the bands play, and then hang out all night at the Denny's. That was a lot of good times. Me and my friend Jai and a bunch of people. Those were good times. Now it's a friggin' Target. So this is the back side or the front side, whichever you want to say, of the International Marketplace. Because this used to be just a small like strip that had all these little tiny little shops and little tiny little things, and it was the same as it'd been forever. And then they just bulldozed it all down and made it a mall. So now you got like a J.C. Penney in there or whatever, another ABC store, a Target. They made this right lane only a bus lane. That's pretty neat. So there's the udon place that has a line of about 300 people all day long. If you like udon, that's the place to go there on the right. So these buildings on the right that are all boarded up, those used to be all clubs, and we would go there to see music and stuff. And there was one in there that they did once a month punk, and it didn't start till 11 o'clock at night and would run till 4 in the morning. We do late night punk show. They're still doing once a month punk, but it's not like it used to be. Yeah, it didn't start till 11. You were out of there like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Crazy good times. So all this reminiscing I'm doing, I want to make sure Mrs. Reverse Ops knows that I'm perfectly happy where I'm at right now. I'm just reminiscing over good times. So there's another interesting location up here on the right that I think it's an IHOP. So what's special about this IHOP here is one weekend we stayed in Waikiki, me and Mrs. Reverse Ops, before she was Mrs. Reverse Ops, when she was just a lady. And we went to that IHOP for breakfast. And then immediately after we left that IHOP, I took her to a place called Tantalus, and I asked her to marry me. So that was we ate there right before I asked her to marry me. And luckily, thank God, she said yes. Alright, so I need to figure out how to go right here. That's a one-way. Okay, I want to get on LOI. Alright, so the next one goes, I think the bus lane is done. I think I can go over there now. one time, whoops. One time I put on Facebook, we went to an IHOP, and I put on, oh man, I haven't been to an IHOP since I asked Mrs. Reverse Ops to marry me. And all my friends were like, you asked her at an IHOP? And I had to explain, no, I didn't actually ask her at an IHOP. It was just where we ate right before. So this street here is the Alawai Boulevard, and as you can see in front of us, there is a canal, and it is the Alawai Canal. Not a very, it's not a waterway you want to go swimming in, I'll put it that way. They do canoe in there though. Yeah, a lot of canoers use it because it's long and flat. So up here on the left is some of the, if you tuck in these trees and stuff, there's some of the houses that are single family houses in between all these condos, these little old condos. So you can see the canal a little better now. So this kind of dog legs and goes out into the ocean. So if you follow this down, this is the water that was that bridge I was telling you about a little while ago, where I said once you get on the other side of the bridge, everything's Waikiki. If you keep going straight, that's where that bridge was. So we're going to take this bridge, which goes over by the other side of Ala Moana. So the building here, the big building here on our left, is the convention center. I need to figure out how to get over. Right. I'm just going to go. It's the convention center. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it. When we make this left, look at the front side of the convention center. You'll recognize it from a bunch of stuff. They use it in movies all the time. It was the airport in the original the first Chris Pratt Jurassic Park. It was the airport. It's been in Lost half a dozen times. It's been in Magnum PI and all the Hawaii Five-0 and all those shows. It's been in everything because it's very easy to make it look like anything else. We got 83 people watching. Thanks. If you're new to the channel, if you just stumbled on this, you didn't know what you're getting into. My name is Patrick. The channel's Reverse Ops. We usually do airplanes. We usually spend most of our time looking at airplanes. But my better half is on the mainland visiting a mouse. So it was either this or sit around at home and watch TV by myself. So I came out here to do this. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. And we needed a test run because I'm going to do another one of these streams in a couple of weeks to go look at Christmas lights. Okay, here's the left side. If you look on the left, that's the front side of the convention center, and you can see that might look familiar if you've seen a couple of, you know, those things I mentioned a second ago. Come on, dude. Get walking. But he was waiting on pedestrians and they were taking their sweet time. So on the right here is Hawaiian Brian's, the pool hall. They also do live music. I've spent a rather embarrassingly amount of time in that place, playing pool and watching punk rock bands. And I don't know how much of this we're going to be able to see. We got 2 more things to show you. This next one is actually airplane related. So if you're an airplane freak like me, you might be interested in this next stop. If we can actually get there. Oh, it's a fire truck in front of us. So I don't know if you can see, if you look straight up to the right, there's a building here. So there used to, if you're not an airplane person, there used to be an airline called Pan Am. They went out of business about 20 years ago or so. So this is a ladder truck in front of us. Look at that. It's going to go into its little home. This is the second time we've seen a ladder truck on a drive. We had a ladder truck the other day in a drive. But this building here used to be Pan Am's Western America headquarters. So they had a Pan Am building in Manhattan in New York City, which became the MetLife building, and I don't know what it is now. But as soon as Pan Am went out of business, they took all the signs down on all the other buildings, except for this one. If you look at the top of this one, it still says Pan Am on the top of it. We're still waiting for the ladder truck to back into its home. So I haven't been over here in a while, but the last time I was over here, it still said Pan Am on the loading dock too. So we're going to try to get a little closer. Ah, yes, it does. So look straight ahead of us on the building there, and it says Pan Am parking. So it still has Pan Am on the thing. I don't know if you can see that. Let me take a picture of it. Mel posted in the so it says Pan Am parking there, and it actually says it at a couple other places on the building as well, but predominantly on the top. If you get a view of it from a distance, it still says Pan Am in the old Pan Am font on the top. So let's see, where am I going? Okay. Now I need to get us back around to Kapiolani. See it from here. It's a little dark. It's a little dark to see it from over here. But it's the only one I know in the world who still says Pan Am on it. So if you look to our left, this is the Hawaiian Convention Center. They filmed a lot of TV shows here and movies. I don't know if I can see it. I hope they didn't take it down and I'm not lying to you because I can't see it because it's too dark. I don't want to get in an accident trying to see, so we'll just have to trust my... I'll have to come down here the other day and stand a little farther away and see if I get a picture. Two more things to show you. I just saw something. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if I can figure out where that is. Alright. It's only 8:30. Night's young. Well, I do have a stream in the morning, so usually on my stream nights I go to bed at 9, so might be in trouble here. It's okay. I think this next one will be worth it. Because I was officially going to end up the street here, but we'll loop around. Because I think we're passing something that... Another one of those things that's not interesting to most people, but it's interesting to me. So we're coming up on the back. If you want to know exactly where we are, we're coming up on the back side of the town Sam's Club and Walmart. So the Sam's Club and Walmart are on our right. It's actually a Sam's Club on top of a Walmart, so it's kind of interesting. But those are the right. That is not what I'm here to show you. I wonder if Mrs. Reverse Ops remembers what I'm going to. She hasn't texted me yet, so she might be asleep though. She's in California. Stay here. So you see on our left there's a pink door with pink neon on it, and it says "I sing karaoke." So karaoke is very popular here in Hawaii. It's a part of the Asian influence, but karaoke is very popular here. So one night after going to see some bands play, I went out with a couple of members of the band that I was going to see to go eat, and then we came over here and we sang karaoke at like, it was late. It was most places are, you know, you got to be closed by 2, and then some places have a what's called a there's another license where they can stay up until 4. Well, this place was supposed to close at 2, but it was close to 4 and we were still there, so it was very illegal. And that's the place I met Mrs. Reverse Ops, right there. So Mrs. Reverse Ops was not working at a karaoke bar before you go there. She was with a guy who was a friend of the band as well, so he met us here, and that's where the first place I met her was right in this karaoke bar. And we started talking. We figured out we both liked music, and we both lived relatively close to it. We lived really close to each other, so we started carpooling to shows. And the next thing you know, we're making out on a beach in on the Big Island of Hawaii, and the rest is history. So if you want to know where I met Mrs. Reverse Ops, it was right there at about 3 in the morning at a karaoke bar. And yes, I was singing karaoke. Alright, I was going to stop and read comments, but I really got to get moving because I do have to get to sleep tonight. Kind of early because, like I said, I do have a stream tomorrow at 6:45 a.m. So I want to get home and get to sleep. I gotta wake up at 5 in the morning to be able to get to the airport by 6:45 and set up and everything. So I try to be in bed by 9:30 at the latest. If I put my headlights back on, yeah. Alright, so one last stop, and then we are POW. So right across the street back there is the Republic. Nice music venue. That's where I saw the Pixies the other night. So we're gonna make a right up here. I don't know. We might not make a right. We'll see. Depends on. Yeah, we could probably make a right. No, if I make a right, then I gotta go. If I make a right, then I gotta loop around to get back on King Street. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much we can see from here. Coming up on our right is the Blaisdell Concert Hall and Arena. So the concert hall is on the other side. We can't see that from here. But what we are interested is that we will make a right because I want to see if we can see the statue. So this building on our right that has the purple accents to it. This is the Blaisdell Arena. This is where they have concerts. It's kind of a round couple of section, couple of level concert hall, and they have all kinds of events in there. But I've seen tons of concerts in there. But let's see if we can get in here. Might be. I see a car in there. If we can get in there. Oh yeah, we can get in there. I'm going to loop around and then we're going to show you something, see if we can see it. I'd park there, but there's a handicap space. So this is the place that, if you're any Elvis fans, Elvis did his Aloha from Hawaii concert here. Right there. It was called the NEC, I think, back then. I can't remember the name of it. Entertainment something. But it's the Blaisdell now. It's named after a former mayor. Mayor? Governor? Mayor. But I don't know if you can see. If you look to the right, there's a handicap parking sign. And then behind that, there's a statue. That statue is Elvis of that night. They put up a statue for him. So this is where he did Aloha from Hawaii, his big live concert, televised concert event. So if you're an Elvis fan, you can stop by here and pay tribute to the king. Who would have thought the Hawaii kings were the only kings of Hawaii? We got Elvis here. Elvis lived here for a long time. He had a couple of houses here. There's one up on the North Shore, right above Sharks Cove. If you're ever at Sharks Cove on the North Shore, look up at the hill behind you, and we're going to see some of the stuff. This is some of the stuff we were going to see the other night. So in a couple of nights. The house with the flagpole used to be Elvis's, if you look up from Sharks Cove. Okay, so this up here is on the right is the concert hall. This is like for actual orchestra concerts. Across the street here, these neon things is a new thing they've been doing. They had this thing at the stadium, the Aloha Stadium, a couple of years ago, where you could pay to drive through all this stuff, and now they set it up for free. You know, come walk through it. It's called Show Aloha Land. You used to be able to drive through it at the stadium. Alright, so we're back. Sorry, that guy really got to me. I apologize again. He shined a flashlight at me. He shined a flashlight in my eyes so I couldn't see him. Should be smart enough to know that if you're shining a flashlight in someone's eyes, they cannot see you. Alright, so we're almost made a complete circle here. We're about just about 2 minutes from where we started. So this is, we just passed through Chinatown again on the left. We're in the Lily High area now. There used to be a train station right over here back before they got rid of all the trains. We used to have trains that ran out to Kapolei, and then they'd run sugarcane trains all the way around the upper north side of the island. They ripped all that out. In fact, Honolulu, like a lot of towns, used to have streetcars. It's the same thing that happened to all the streetcars, like in LA and not San Francisco, but the car companies came in and bought the trolley cars companies and put them out of business because they didn't want the competition. They wanted to sell cars. So all these towns like LA and here and a bunch of other places used to have streetcar networks. They shut them all down. This is Dillingham Boulevard. It's all torn up because this is again where they're going to put the rail through. That was a big bump. I lost all my stuff off my dash. Hasn't looked that clean in years. Good thing you guys don't have smell-o-vision. Something around here stinks. Alright, I think that's it, guys. I am out of places to go, and I have to go home and go to bed. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We'll see you in just a couple hours. We're going to be back out doing our normal gig of watching planes. So we'll be back, unless I oversleep, it's going to be 6:45 a.m. Thanks to the mods that were here. We had a lot of them here today. We had O'Malley, Kirsten, Sydney, we had Alan earlier. Thank you all. Appreciate it. All right, well, thanks everybody. I think I hope I didn't miss any. Hope I didn't miss any super chats or anything. I didn't see any, but I appreciate you guys all being here nonetheless. If you guys want to chip in for the gas fund, you can hit that PayPal link in the description. That would be great. If you can hit a membership is down there too. Help me with the gas fund for tonight. I would appreciate that. But we'll do this all again sometime. We're going to do another one of these in a couple of weeks. We're going to focus more on the Christmas lights. Let's hold on a second. I think I see if I can do something here real quick. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Ah, there we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do... Alright, so when I end the stream, I'm going to send you guys over to Wellington Flights Live. So I believe he's got a new streaming location today. So check that out. Tell him I said hello. But it's hang out. It should auto direct you there. And we'll see y'all real soon. Thanks for hanging out with me. Aloha, everyone. Except for that one guy on the skateboard. Oh. Gas fund. Thank you, Sydney. Come with a $10 super chat right at the end. Thank you very much, Cindy. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. I hope Brandon got you the Dr. Pepper. But we'll catch y'all next time. See ya in about 10 hours, I think. Hi. Love y'all.